world, and welcome back to Stuff We Do, where we do all the knife stuff you love. Knife reviews, knife tests, knife modifications, and outdoor stuff with knives. This week was a complete suck fest. Okay, and thank goodness it is over. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, I was planning on doing like videos on, well, knife maintenance, I suppose we can say, this weekend. And yes, and I'll still do that. Actually, let's start doing that right now. Yes, I do have something interesting that I will show you next time that I don't want to spoil too much right now. Let's maybe just do a quick intro regarding it, and then you will kind of catch my drift. Okay, so there will be quite an awesome video coming up. Maybe Sunday. I suppose that can be part of knife maintenance. Anyway, but for today, I want to specifically talk about, it's not a review on this knife, although I love this thing. But I just want to say, and now I don't have paper. Let me get paper. Okay, I have a piece of paper. Anyway, it's turning, well, it's not turning fall year, but calendar-wise, it's fall year. It's getting a bit cooler. No leaves have changed yet or things like that. But yeah, with the crazy weather, you don't know when what will happen. But anyway, I have a very overgrown front side of the house. Anyway, so I was, I know you're never supposed to chop with folders and things, but I have a knife channel. I'm allowed to. Anyway, so I was chopping down, I don't know, limbs as thick as my thumb, and everything went fine. The knife still has fantastic action, no up and down, no side, nothing. This thing is solid. Okay, anyway, the big problem, remember I killed my Black Fox Huggins like that, because the stop-in broke out of because it had a liner on only one side, and on the other side it was only G10, so the stop-in broke out of the G10. Okay, anyway, so that's when I made that video about stop-ins. Now, these ones with steel liners tend to hold up a bit better, unless you go... Yeah, this one is close. Okay, unless you go a bit further and you get something where you can actually see the stop-in being screwed into the back. Okay, that thing is so black you can't see it. Anyway, there. The stop-in is actually screwed into the back of the knife. Okay, so... yeah, that, and then unless you have something with thumb studs that actually act as stops, yeah, that's pretty much as hardcore as you can get. But anyway, these things work fine for, well, not all knives, but this one works fine for light chopping, but you should not chop, okay? You should not chop. Anyway, but everything went fine until I eventually pulled a stake from the ground, and I sharpened the stake, but it was full of mud and impregnated with sand and nonsense. So it did scratch up the blade. Okay, quite badly now that I look at it. Anyway, because I was resharpening it and then I was whatever. Anyway, so my point is, this thing can still cut, but pretty much only there from, you see, from there it might be able to cut. Everything up to here is dull as sin. Okay, that's actually supposedly the way you do a paper cut test. You see where the blade is sharp and where not. So this part is not as sharp anymore, and then from here it gets sharp again. Okay, fantastic. So today we are talking about strops. Okay, now I got this fantastic strop from the knife guy. And if you want to buy knives here in South Africa, always first go to the knife guy. If there's something he does not have, go to Swartbaard EDC Gear. If he does not show it, ask him. And then if you still cannot find it, yeah, then you'll have to Google and find things from other sources, and that becomes a mission. Anyway, so on this strop we have the rough side of the leather and we have the smooth side of the leather, and it's on a piece of, I cannot remember what you call this stuff, but this compressed wood type stuff, I cannot remember what you call it. Anyway, So this is a beautiful and fantastic strop, and I will eventually start using it. But here are two that I made. I made this thing. I had a short on this thing. Again, this is a piece of leftover rosewood. I know it's very underutilizing my awesome piece of wood, but the day I made it, I had a big piece of leather and I needed a big piece of wood. Okay, so this strop is quite long and I prefer them like that. Okay, I'm losing things. Anyway, so this thing is like what? 12 inches. Yeah, let's say it's about 13 3/4, maybe 14 inches long about, and then a bit more than 3 inches wide in centimeters. That is 8.5 by 33.5, whatever. Okay, so it's quite a big strop. Now, on this one, I kept the rough side. Okay, then what I do is I take normal. Okay, sorry, this is a very small piece. I don't have a bigger one here with me. Otherwise, I have to go to the area where I grind, which is in a completely different little workshop, because this is in my garage. Anyway, so I take this compound and I just rub it in here into the rough side. And then I strop things on here, and that normally gives them quite an edge already. Then I don't have anything attached to the back because I rub them in nastiness. So yeah, anyway, so it's easier for me to make one-sided things. Then I have this one that I made previously when I still cared and still tried to make it look good. This thing is also not super small. It is, what's that, 22 centimeters long and about, what's that, 4.5 centimeters wide. And this is the skin side, the smooth side. Now, on this one, I use this stuff. It's hard materials, cleaning and polishing, heavy duty cleaning and polishing paste. Okay, that I put on there. Now, if you strop your knives on these things, okay, remember you don't cut into your leather when you strop. I don't know if you can actually see me. I really hope you can. You pull away from it, and then it's supposed to be equal amounts on both sides, like with sharpening, just reverse instead of forward. Can you see it getting darker the more? That's actually metal it's removing and not coating. So it gets darker the more you use it, and the more your leather fills up with little pieces of metal. And then when you're done, you use the smooth side and you repeat the whole process. Okay, so now this is polishing the edge. Okay, I'm not going to make a long video. I'm just going to do this a few times. And then I will show you. Let's see if we can do a real world thing. Okay, anyway, so there's my two strops that I normally use. Let me just wipe this blade. Okay. Take a little piece of paper. And then it's still not fantastic. Okay, so either I have to resharpen this. Oh, wait, there we go. But oh, now it looks way better. Okay, and it's actually starting to cut from the heel. Maybe it's just the toughest paper in the world. Anyway, so nope, the heel is still quite dull. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Anyway, so do this for longer, or do this every now and again when you use the knife. Maybe not chop down limbs before you start doing this. Maybe just sharpen the thing and then do that. But otherwise, if you use a normal knife and you strop it every once in a while, especially if it's an EDC knife that you don't use for hard tasks or that you don't use too much, then a bit of stropping every now and again. Because even a knife that's just lying somewhere and never being used will eventually have a bit of oxidation or whatnot on it. And it's always good to just strop it occasionally. Okay. That is me for my first video of this weekend. I cannot wait. Okay, stay safe, happy, and have a good one. Goodbye. you.